We're talking about black toenails on today's video. They're unpleasant to look at. They're even more unpleasant to experience. Yep, that's right. They're a bit of a badge of honor when it comes to marathon and ultra-marathon runners. If you've never had one, count your lucky stars. But today, we're going to be talking about what causes black toenails, what you can do to prevent them, and also what you can do to treat them. That's all coming up on today's video. My name is Brad. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm from CoachParry.com, where we help runners like you become fitter, faster, and stronger. And I'm joined by one of our running coaches, Markus to talk all about black toenails today. We're joined by our running coach, Markus. Markus, you were just telling me before we started recording, you've never had a black toenail. I hate to break the news to you, but you're not a real runner then.
I suppose it's because I shop on Black Friday.
I love it. No, it's a real problem. I joke about it, but it is a bit of a badge of honor that if you haven't had a black toenail or lost a toenail, you're not considered, and I use air quotes, a real runner. But a lot of runners do struggle with runner's toe. What causes it? I mean, it's pretty painful and it's horrible to look at. But what's the reason behind it? How do you get them?
So, Brad, I think it's a combination of either your toes bashing against the front of your running shoe, or it catches on the stitching of your sock. It could also be later on in a race as a result of your form not being too great, becoming very sluggish, becoming very punchy. So it's definitely one of those three things that's starting to play a role.
But it's pretty much, a lot of it's a function of getting in the right running shoes, and not necessarily that your shoes are too small. It could be that your shoes are too small, or they could be too big and your feet are moving around too much in there.
For sure. So once again, and that's why whether it's nutrition that you're trying to figure out, or if the shoe's the correct fit for you, that's what long runs, in my opinion, are for. Is that trial and error? Is it working? Doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? Try thicker or thinner socks. Or even if you want to go as far as that, if you're convinced that your shoe is the correct size, you can always cut a small hole in your toe box, but very, very small. It won't won't jeopardize the dignity of the shoe. It won't look as posh. But if it makes a difference, then why not try?
Yeah, absolutely. Give your shoe a bit of a sunroof. I've done that, if I have to be honest. One thing you do have to be careful of is obviously affecting the integrity of the shoe, as you say. And if you're cutting the sort of mesh, you should be fine. It's as soon as you start cutting into the sort of harder, thicker structural part of the shoe that you are looking for trouble.
Yeah, you don't want to. Unfortunately, that's one of those things. If you've gone too hard or too much, then you're going to regret it. But if you're really desperate for solution, then you might want to try that, but do it little by little and see how it works for you.
Markus, as far as treating them, and I mean, if you do a long run and you end up with one, can you continue running with it? Is it something that could turn into something more serious, or is it a case of, grin and bear it and try and sort out what's causing it, and you should be fine?
Brad, as far as I'm aware, it cannot. The chances of it turning into something ugly are very, very slim, if ever possible. But for me, it's from what I understand, it's only very painful, and it obviously gets more painful as you go along. So besides the pain factor, I don't think something can go horribly south. No.
Yeah, and we're also very hesitant to give out medical advice on here. I'm not a huge one on consulting Dr. Google or Dr. Facebook for medical advice. So if you are concerned about a blood blister under a nail or something, definitely go get it checked out. I know there are procedures that they literally drill through the nail and sort of extract some of the blood, but I wouldn't advise you doing that at home or in your garage with a hand drill. It's just not something you want to be doing. So definitely go check out a medical practitioner if you are concerned. But yeah, it's not something that's going to kill you, I think, Markus.
Definitely not going to kill you, and good call, Brad. It's very dangerous to give advice on any forum or any platform if you're not a medical doctor. Drilling a hole in the toenail just relieves some of that pressure, but once again, rather go and see someone who does that for a living.
Yeah, and that saying that says, "If in doubt, pull it out," doesn't count on toenails. Definitely not. So, yeah, just leave them. They tend to heal over time. You might lose a nail or two as they heal, but generally they are harmless. And yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a badge of honor. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you don't want to miss out on any of our videos, make sure you click the subscribe button over here. You can watch our latest video over here, and be sure to check out one of our most popular videos over here. And then also, if you want to catch up and grab one of our free strength training programs, all you need to do is click over here.